we go. Howdy, howdy, and welcome back to Coop and the Goose podcast. Yeah, there it is. Forgot what we were.
Off to a great start.
Today we have ourselves a 6-year-old story.
Nice.
Today we have I wrote a letter to myself, period. I got a response, period.
Creepy.
What do you think this
400
story's about?
snakes in a skin suit. But it's a doppelganger.
So, like, the copycats of the snakes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like a bizarro version of snakes. So instead of snakes, it's like 5,000 worms in a skin suit. Because they're just tiny snakes.
Yeah, they are just tiny, yeah.
Yeah. Leave a comment and tell me that I'm wrong. Leave a bunch of comments and tell me that I'm wrong, please.
Do you want to take over? Or do you want me to?
Sure, I can start. I've started in a little bit. We have announcement. We have actual Scissor, Coop and the Goose merch launch on Scissor. It's official. It's live. We have 2 things up currently, and we will be adding more, and designs will come up as they do. So yes, please go check it out. We've got a t-shirt and a hoodie, ranging from sizes of like
small to big.
4XL, from small to 4XL. So we've got quite a bit of range in there. So you guys are all good to buy what the fuck ever. Buy it all. Buy 9 copies of each.
Do it, and we'll do an episode naked. All right,
anyway,
in
the description. Okay, so anyway, I wrote a story or a letter to myself. Got a response by Veristal. I've been on my knees trying to scrub up all this blood and the scraps of paper for the last half hour.
Jesus,
I'm making some progress, but okay, I'm curious actually.
Yeah, what a way to start.
Yeah, I didn't even process at first, like how immediately wild that intro is. I'm making some progress, but it's slow. I keep having to stop when my hands start shaking too much. I'm out of my apartment for the moment, sitting on the floor in the hallway, and I can feel my nerves settling some. I'm going to write this out so I'll have all record, and so I'll have it all recorded, and also so I can wait a bit before having to go back in. It started when I was bored yesterday. My internet was out in my apartment after casting about a couple of hours trying to read or do some cleaning. I was out of ideas to entertain myself. That's when I saw a box of stationery on my desk.
What is a stationery?
Maybe I just don't fucking get it.
Are we saying it wrong?
I mean, I looked it up, and it has the regular definition of stationery. It just says... Wait, hold on. Oh, fuck me. It's a book. It's a notebook.
A stationery is a notebook?
Yeah, it's just not spelled correctly in the story. That's why it's coming up as the
regular
small brain moment for me. I've got smooth brain. Anyway,
brain.
My Aunt Emma had given me the stationery as a birthday the week before, and there was nothing inherently wrong with such a gift. It was a box of high-quality paper and envelopes personalized with my initials on the top of the sheets of paper and on the back fold of the envelopes. 70-year-old man, I would probably have thought they were cat pajamas, but as 25-year-old man, not so much.
So his grandma gave him a dream journal.
A dream journal.
He
ruined my dream journal. No, I didn't. Send him to the... Mr. Electric, send him to the penis explosion chamber and have his penis exploded immediately.
All right, I'm glad we figured that out.
Yeah, all right. Okay. 25-year-old man, not so much. But still, I was very bored, so I sat down at my desk and started messing around with it. At first, I tried writing as neatly and fancily as I knew how. My handwriting is horrible. True. Relatable.
Fair.
And my best efforts looked like a slow fourth grader as opposed to a slower second grader. But it was something to do. Then I doodled a bit, but my drawing skills are equally lacking. Relatable. But then a thought occurred to me of what to do with the journal. I'd write a letter to myself. It was a stupid idea, but I thought it was kind of funny too. So I took out a clean sheet of paper and set to work. Hey, Scott, how are you today? My day is okay, if kind of boring. Christine is out of town visiting her parents, and the internet is dead. I have zero ideas of what to do to myself. It's lame. Goodbye. Sincerely, Scott. The novelty of the idea had clearly worn off quickly, but I did fold it up and stick it in an envelope, at least, even going so far to address the letter to myself. Standing up from the table with a sigh, I laid back down, and fairly soon I was fast asleep.
Interesting. All right. So he wrote himself a letter. That's all we got so far.
He wrote himself a letter, and he kind of like didn't think it was super fun, so he like did a little one. So yeah, understandable.
Fair enough.
That was great input, Adam.
Yep. 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 We narrowing it
Uh,
down.
yeah, really mansplaining the
Great
story right now.
detective work.
Yes, yeah. When I woke up, it was early evening, and the room was only dimly lit by the fading twilight outside. Twilight, Jacob.
Oh my god.
I reached over and turned on my bedside lamp, blinking uh, blearily at its brightness. I hated taking naps. I always felt groggy afterward and had trouble sleeping later in the night. Rubbing my eyes, I rolled discontently onto my side and began getting up. When my eyes lit upon my desk, I sat back down. The envelope with the letter I had written was different now. It was in a different spot for one, but I could tell from the bed that it was also a different color, and it looked like it had small stain in one corner. Standing up and going to my desk, I looked at the envelope closer before picking it up. My name and my address were still in the front, but I hadn't written. I hadn't what? But hadn't I written it smaller and more centered than that? Regardless, the envelope itself was definitely different. So clearly, I hadn't written this at all.
Hmm.
Spooky.
Very.
My next thought is that someone had come into the apartment to either prank me and try to scare me. The obvious answer was Christine. I didn't really. It didn't really seem like something she would do, but she was the only person with a key. And after a quick sweep of the apartment for intruders, I texted her. She swore she was still half a state away, and even sent me a picture as proof. She also seemed worried, and asked if I had called the cops, but I wasn't to that point yet. I needed to look inside the envelope first.
Hmm.
I pried it open carefully and peeked inside, seeing a light blue piece of paper that matched the envelope and was wholly different. Then the cream colored paper, oh, wait, it was different than the cream colored paper I had used in the afternoon. When I unfolded it, I was surprised to see it really did look like my handwriting. But it wasn't the same letter. Instead, it seemed to be responding to mine.
Ooh.
Oh, look at the text difference.
This is interesting.
Like when he like writes, it's in an entirely different font.
Yeah, it's in a different
And then
font then. Yeah.
yeah, that's actually cool. Uh, Good to hear from you. I've been watching you
Oh.
when I can for years, and it seems like the universe has finally given us a way to talk. I'm guessing that you have apartment 3B on Nesbitt Street in Baltimore, right? And your Uncle Tom gave you the box of stationery for your birthday. Wait, I thought it was his aunt. Oh, okay,
Hmm.
whatever.
That's interesting.
Stationery birthday. It's so weird. I guess things have to line up just right. If this actually works and you're reading this, I know it will probably come to a shock. I don't think your side knows about us like we do you, but that's cool. We can swap stories. I'll keep it short for now, but hope to hear from you again soon. Glory and peace, Scott. So it's like a mirror version world. It's an alternate dimension,
Yeah,
basically.
because did he set it? He set it right in front of his desk.
Yeah, well, he said it on the desk, just a little
Is
bit
there a?
differently.
Do we know for a fact there's a mirror in front of him?
I don't know. That could be it. Maybe we'll
That's
get to it.
what's interesting. I mean, I could if there's a mirror there, you could see it because that would make sense to where it's like, oh, maybe you don't know about us, but
Yeah, it's
we've seen
literally,
you.
it's like Us. You seen the
And
movie Us?
yes,
Yeah,
and
it's like that.
from the second sentence, I've been watching you when I can for years.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good
So
point.
kind of interesting, but I guess we'll continue and see what happens.
Excuse me. I read the letter three more times. I really couldn't tell if I didn't write it, other than the content itself, which was decidedly weird. Whoever was doing this was either a very good prankster, or I had a dedicated stalker that hadn't taken the time to learn my handwriting. Either way, or wait, sorry, that had taken the time to learn my handwriting. Either way, I was calling their bluff. So he wrote back,
No
"Hey
God.
man, good to get a response. So are you like me and some other world? That's crazy. Tell me some facts about your world, and we can compare. And if you have some kind of souvenir you can send me, that'd be awesome. Looking forward to your next letter."
Okay, he fucked up by just welcoming it.
Hey
And
man, what's up? That's what I
hey,
would do.
listen, you have a demon in your house. Oh, cool. Goes downstairs. Hey man, you want to hang out?
Hey man, want to take my body and possess me?
Oh God. All right, so this should end well.
I put the new letter in an envelope, addressed it, and set it on my desk. I took out my tablet, plugged it in, and set the camera to record at an angle where it could see my desk and the door from the bedroom. I thought about just sitting and waiting, but the idea was too tedious. Excuse me. And would make it less likely for anybody to come back. That was assuming this wasn't some kind of one shot joke or harassment, but time would tell. Either way, I decided to go grab and eat and see a movie. 4 hours later, I returned home to another blue letter.
Oh.
I understand you being skeptical, thinking it's all a joke, right? Well, here's some info like you asked, and I sent along something that might help convince you. Our world is not like yours. Our world is a lot like yours, although it's different in some ways. About 40 years ago, we had lots of animals start dying off. Not all of them, of course, but most of the birds and the dogs. Oh, that's weird.
That is weird. Why just those two?
Yeah, right. And a few other species here and there. Still don't know why, but around that time we lost our mirrors.
Yep.
Huh.
But what does
Wait,
that
we
mean
lost
though?
our mirrors?
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Like, what do you mean you lost them?
Hmm. Yeah, that's really interesting. Sorry, give me a sec.
You're good.
I need that wah. What I mean is that our mirrors stopped showing our reflections. A lot of them just went dark, but some of them, where they have twins, sorry, but some of them where they have twins in your world would show us your reflections instead. We knew it was just wait, sorry. We knew it was reflections because all the handwriting is backwards, and I can tell you from your letters you don't actually write backwards anyhow. LOL.
Lol.
Lol. But after that, a lot of people started changing, getting weird or violent. It's stabilized some now, but it was really bad when I was younger. A lot of people died. Anywho, like I said, things are better now, though we do have odd stuff pop up and people go missing some. Is your world like that? From what I've seen and what I know of studies, people on your side have done observing active mirrors. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Seems like things are a lot better over there. If so, I'm kind of jealous. But enclosed, you'll find one of our nickels. It's got President Robert Kennedy on it. That's fucking weird because he was going to run for president this year, right?
Oh shit! No, Junior.
Yeah, isn't that?
Robert
Oh, well,
Kennedy
it still would have
Jr.
been the same. I know. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it was his,
Um.
I believe, nephew.
Oh, okay. Well, not
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yeah, it's a
like
Kennedy,
John.
but it's
Yeah,
not
I
John
thought it was
F.
Robert.
No.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, no, he's dead. But it's Robert Kennedy Jr. is who's
Oh, okay.
running right now. So
Gotcha.
it was he was young as shit, like our age or younger when that all went down. But
Oh, okay. Gotcha. He was the president from 1969 through 1977. Oh, yeah, because Robert Kennedy got assassinated outside the courthouse or whatever the fuck.
yeah.
Um, I don't know for sure, but I think I read he's one of the differences between our place or your place and mine. Right
Mhm.
back soon. So yeah, it just really like occurred to me that JFK's on the dime. Like I didn't even think about that. I forgot he is. I looked back in the envelope and found a nickel tucked into the corner, and on one side, a man's profile with the name Robert F. Kennedy listed under it. On the other, it had what looked like a large turkey glowing over a shield bristling with spears and covered with stars and stripes.
Hey, wasn't
What
it?
the fuck?
Hey, because wasn't it wasn't going to be an American eagle. It was going to be a turkey, wasn't it?
Yes, you're right. The turkey
Yo.
was going to be the national bird. That's true.
So their
You're right.
national bird is the turkey.
I guess so.
That's fucking wild. I'm glad I paid attention
Yeah,
for
that
that
was a
shit.
good. I was like, turkey. That's weird because I actually had a dime on my desk. So I started looking and I was like, this looks like a fish and like
I don't see no gobbler.
legs.
Yo, that's sick. I love this story. So
It's very interesting.
so Robert ran and it's a turkey, and for us it was John F.
Does that mean Robert got assassinated in the limo?
I think
Does that mean Robert started the Vietnam War mindlessly?
I think Robert was riding in the back of that rental, and it was just a very awkward rental exchange afterwards. Like, hey, they go to the
Hey,
rental. Yeah, they go to
so
the
I know
rental
we rented your
return.
car, but it's got a couple stains on it.
No, they pull up and they're handing the guy the keys. Like, oh, how was your ride? Did you have a good ride with it?
They're like,
Yeah. So,
sure.
did you know the top went down? Did you guys do that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
It was nice for about 5 minutes. Well, in that universe, there really was a sniper on the hill.
Yo, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
I just imagine instead of like, instead of following up, be like, was he killed on the hill? Was there a magic bullet? Was there a second bullet?
In that universe, Robert F. Kennedy killed the assassin. He sniped the assassin.
Yeah, in that universe, it took one bullet and not many.
Yeah, not multiple. Yeah, and a second sniper.
Oh,
I
Jesus.
remembered. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, you're good.
Okay. What the fuck?
There you go.
Sorry, there's periods. What the fuck? I remembered my
hoping you were
tablet
gonna-
and checked the footage. What?
I was hoping you were gonna say what? Period. The period. Fuck.
Nah, nah. I ain't that petty tonight. I remembered my tablet and checked the footage. I had actually stopped recording after 2 hours, but it was enough. At the 40-minute mark, I watched my cream envelope gave a shudder and disappeared. 30 minutes later, the blue envelope had faded into existence a few inches over the desk. What the fuck?
Okay, so there's
Sorry,
no mirror.
what?
Yeah.
The fuck?
So there's no mirror. It just
Well, it sounds like there is. It's just not addressing it.
okay. Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I guess that's fair.
Because he says that he can still see him, so there has to be a mirror.
It's got to be.
I wasn't sure what to do at this point. I thought about asking Christine for advice, but it would be hard to explain over the phone, and I didn't want her to worry. Excuse me. I could call the police, but what good would that do? Even if I showed them the video, they would think it was fake and I was a jackass wasting their time. I didn't know if I believed everything the letters were saying, but I couldn't deny the evidence was compelling. And if this guy really was another me, it could wind up being something really great. I might even become famous for discovering some parallel dimension. But
That's a
first
way to
things
look at
first.
it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just,
How can I
hey,
profit off of this?
come check out me write a letter to myself, and it changes completely. But first things first, I needed to write another letter.
Wow, 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 wow. That's big
Wow,
news.
wow, wow. All right, sir. I think I've reached the halfway point. You can take it from
Okie
here if you want
dokie.
to.
Where we at? There we are.
Wow,
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 wow.
wow.
This is big news, right? So you're saying you can see us through mirrors? Okay, so there's a mirror. Uh, that's kind of embarrassing.
what is what would be embarrassing about that?
I mean, have you done anything embarrassing in front of a mirror? Not knowing somebody was behind the mirror?
Oh, I guess as a kid, I used to like sing and shit in front of the
Exactly.
mirror. Oh fuck, that's a thought I haven't had in a very long time. I used to, I used to pretend I was in the metal band and sing and scream in front of the mirror and
Yeah,
shit like
your
that.
doppelganger in the mirror is just like,
Yeah, maybe he is actually a famous musician
yeah, he's the famous
because
one.
I don't
He's
fucking have the chops. So the other me must have gotten it.
uh can you hear us too or just see us? Do you people have any theories on how this all happened? Have other people on your world had this happen where you can talk to people from my world? I'm very curious to know more. This time I watched as my letter disappeared, only to be replaced in another response in a short time.
Wow.
Okay, so he's
Wow,
like,
wow, wow.
he's right across from him, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
That's kind of scary because probably what it seemed like because it took a while for the second one, so he also just walked away from it. Now he's just standing there watching him
Yeah.
write this
hmm
shit. That's a little bit.
Like literally,
That
he
would
like set
freak
it
me the
down, and like
fuck out.
5 minutes later, it was just right there. That's
That'd be
crazy.
scary for me to be honest, knowing like, okay, it's looking at me right now.
Yeah, it'd be scary. What would you do?
I'd just walk away. I'd
Would you
leave.
like piss? Maybe shit and cum your pants?
Well, first of all,
Also,
I'd
side
show
note,
my dominance and fucking piss on the mirror.
I had to piss on the mirror. I had to show my dominance. I had to come on the mirror.
Yeah, you like that,
Side
bitch?
note,
Okay, what?
real quick, I want to give a intermission. We are also getting a hat for the merch.
We're getting a
I did
hat,
confirm
bitch.
with the CEO of Scissor. Yeah, I have connections. Whatever.
Yeah.
Um, all right, but yeah, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Is it a trucker hat? Here, that's actually the first question. Is it a trucker hat?
Do you want a trucker hat? Or do you want a flat bill?
Trucker. I mean,
Uh,
I'd rather. I like the curves like this. That's just me. I can bend a flat bill though.
I don't know which one I want. I think I want a hat like this, like a regular one. Is this what you would call a trucker hat? Is this a baseball hat? Baseball cap?
That's more of a baseball cap. The trucker hat. What I mean is this part right here is like this. It's formed
Bigger?
like this.
Oh, okay, so just like our regular snapbacks, like
Yeah, pretty much like a snapback. Yeah.
yeah, kind of like this guy, or
Yeah.
the actual scissor one that I have fucking somewhere.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you've got a lot of questions. I understand. No, we can't hear you, just see. And I don't know about any actual communications like this before. No one knows why this world is changing so much. When the other things started appearing last year, people said it was the end of the world. That we were being judged, but people are just going crazy, you know? I don't believe in all that stuff. Things are changing and we just have to change with it. Hey, do you say you have a Christine? Is she hot? Is she a hot blonde girl there too?
God,
She your girlfriend? Question mark. Oh no. Uh, I don't like the tone of the new letter, and I have even more questions now. But I wanted to keep
Oh
him
wait, that
talking.
was the response. Oh
Yeah, that
Jesus.
was the response.
Oh, I was gonna say like this fucking man is needlessly horny.
Yeah,
The mirror
he's
version,
down,
needlessly horny.
bro. Mirror version is down bad. But what it sounds like, here's my prediction going into this right now. It sounds like he's gonna try to switch spots with him. Pull a
That's what it
spoiler.
seems
Pull
like.
a
I agree.
spoiler. Spoiler for us. If you haven't seen it, it's your own fault now. He's gonna pull an us and switch.
Oh, I thought you were saying spoiler for us, as in like me and
Oh,
you.
no,
I
the
was like,
movie.
I was like, what are you spoiling? Did you read ahead? I was like, what the fuck, dude?
No. The movie Us.
Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna pull a swapper. Uh,
Swapperoo.
uh,
Do you remember the show on Nickelodeon called The Replacements?
no.
It's a show where these kids get like a little device and they can like replace people in their life with somebody cooler. So they like replace their parents and like their friends and their teachers and shit. And they have a cool little theme song.
Okay.
It goes like it's like the replacements. That's part of the theme song. I don't remember anything else about it though. Anyway, that had nothing to do with anything now that I've thought about it.
So I tried to respond in a way that would make him happy. Oh, yeah, she's my girlfriend. She's great. We're planning on getting married next year. Do you have a Christine too? Tell me more about your world when you can. He's gonna answer nothing about the world.
Immediately.
My letter shuddered away fairly quickly, and I waited for an answer, but none came. It was getting late, so eventually I went to bed, though I would wake up periodically to check my desk. Around 6 in the morning, I saw a blue envelope, and I jumped out of bed to read it. The two lines written there, I did have a Christie, but she was a fucking whore. I had to punish her. I hope yours isn't a whore too. Lol.
Okay.
What the fuck kind of
Well, hold
turn did
on.
that
Camera's
take?
being laggy.
Oh god.
Wow. Okay, I'm good now. The zooming freezes my shit.
Yeah,
Um,
you're a little fuzzy right
I
now.
I'm a little fuzzy.
Yeah, you're a little fuzzy right now.
Yes, I agree. He's just really horny. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I just want to know what he meant by I had to punish her. But it's
Um.
interesting how he had to put LOL at the end of it.
Okay. What do you actually think he means by that? And then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
I'm gonna assume killer.
Yes, that's most likely what the outcome was. He
Yeah,
killed her.
especially when he said I did have a Christine.
Yeah, I did. Wait, what?
I did have a Christine.
Oh, yeah. I did. She did. She did as fuck.
She did. She did. And that's why when he responded with, "Oh yeah, we're dating. We're about to get married," I was like, "That's the worst fucking thing you could have said."
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh well, I want to marry her."
Exactly. Like, oh, if she's not, then I can just come over there.
So when he was like, a bunch of people died and shit like that, it like that part of that problem is him.
Oh yeah. It's very interesting. Maybe this is literally just hell or some shit.
I like to think of it
Maybe
as like
not
a
hell.
Bizarro world, like Bizarro Superman, kind of like that.
Yeah. All right, let's continue into it. Boo. I was done. I didn't know what this was, but I knew it had to be real, and it was feeling more and more like it was dangerous. Throwing the letter down, I started looking around the room. I saw a small mirror, and I had hanging on the back of the closet, and I yanked it down quickly. Hearing it cracked as it hit the floor, I tried to think of any others, and the only ones that came to mind were in the bathroom, and the one Christine had hung over the mantle in the living room. Christine! I looked at my phone and saw it was almost 7. She was going to be back in town this morning, probably coming straight here. I tried calling her, but it went straight to voicemail, like it was powered off. Uh-oh. I didn't have her parents' number, so I had to resort to leaving her a voicemail and text messages telling her not to come to my apartment, that I would meet her at hers when she got back. I debated what to do until she arrived, but ultimately decided I couldn't stand being in this apartment by myself. So I left a note on the door saying, "Christine, don't go in the apartment. Call me instead. I'll explain and meet you." Uh, I left the building for the next few hours. I basically drove a circuit,
Mm. Yeah,
semicircle.
circuit. Yeah.
What does
Hmm.
that mean? Like, what is the context of
A
that?
circuit. You've never played like Need for Speed and ran like a circuit race. It basically he means he ran laps. He
Ah,
would drive in a big circle
I
or
gotcha.
back and forth.
I drove a circuit between our two apartments, occasionally parking outside one place or the other. I was sitting outside her place when I got a call from her phone. It was her mother. She had Christine had knocked her phone in the toilet getting ready for bed last night, and they had to put it in a bowl of rice and dry it out. When Christine left to come back home a few hours ago, she must have forgotten it. I felt my mouth go dry. Her mother was
From rice.
asking her mother was asking what she should do to get Christine the phone, but I told her I'd have to call her back and hung up. Based on when she left, she should have been back at least an hour at that point. I knew she wasn't at her apartment, so I sped back over to mine. Uh
He kind of sounds like a controlling freak.
oh. I saw her parked. I saw her car parked down the street from my place, and my head started pounding. He must have had a massive headache or something.
Yeah.
Running up the stairs, I reached my door and saw the note I had left was gone. In its place was
Oh.
a blue sheet of
Oh.
nice station bearing a drawing of a red ink heart and the words "Come on in my
Come
handwriting.
on in.
Oh God, I just looked a little bit forwarded.
Yeah, I looked a
God,
little bit ahead earlier. That's why I
no.
zoomed in before you started reading the line earlier.
I started yelling her name as I fumbled the door open, but as I entered, I could tell she wasn't there. The apartment felt
Oh.
empty and lifeless. I ran to the bedroom, stumbling to a stop at the doorway. My mind had difficulty making sense of what it was seeing at first. On the hall next to my desk, there were stripes of paper plastered on the wall and making the outline of a small door about 3 feet tall. The strips seemed to be some combination of blue and cream paper, speckled here and there, with spots of crimson and soggy near the baseboard, where there were partially bloody handprints on both sides, as though someone had been trying to hold on.
Wow.
So this homeboy made a door portal.
He
Portal.
made a portal
That's
just to
interesting.
kidnap her and kill her.
Uh, Leading away from the paper door, the floor was covered in more blood. As I looked closer, I could see several thick runnels in the wood that I thought at first were scrapes or cuts of some kind, but something heavy being drug. But then I saw one of Christine's bloody fingernails torn off at the
Ew.
nail bed and ragged, jutting out of one of the grooves she had raked into the floor in her fight to get away. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I see that on a show, I don't think
Oh.
if I was being dragged and I did that, as soon as my nails would scratch, I'd be like, ah. Ah.
Yeah, but fuck, that
I'm like,
hurts.
oh
Never
fuck,
mind.
and then I'm just getting sucked away faster.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I'm like, I
It's-
ain't doing that shit. I was like, if
no,
I'm gonna get sucked into a portal, I'm at least gonna have my fingernails.
I'm gonna go and smack it onto the concrete and hope it just suctions.
Suction cup it.
Like fucking
I'm
a,
just
bro.
always gonna carry two plungers on me, so I can just go. Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
uh, I collapsed to the floor and began crying. After a few minutes, I pulled myself together enough to look around the room for any other clues or some means of helping her. That's when I saw a blue envelope on my desk. Here we go. You were right. She's a hot one. Better
Oh
than
my
mine,
god.
even. But I can tell you, but I can tell she has those same sluttin' ways. It's in the eyes. But don't you worry. She'll find less tolerance for that over here. And I'll be sure to keep her corrected. Don't bother trying to come across either, bud. I figured out how to do it, but I'm going to have to keep it closed to my vest. Okay, I read that correctly, didn't I?
Yeah, but the phrasing is keep it close to the chest, and I'm wondering if it's not just because it's a mirror world that the phrase is different. You know?
uh, I have to apologize for not being completely honest before. There are worse things are worse here than I let on. Maybe this Christine can keep me happy and satisfied with my life, but who's to say? Like I told you, some people are really losing it over here.
Yeah, no
Might
kidding.
be might be I have to come visit again sometime, more permanently. Till then, glory and peace, or as you would say, sincerely, Scott.
Wow.
That's fucked. As I'm finishing writing this, I dread going back into the room. I know I have no way of getting her back. I know I can't have her blood being found in my apartment, even without hard evidence. There will be questions when she reports missing, but all of that is in the background at the moment. I can't shake the feeling of being watched. I look around and see no one, but then I notice the dingy brass door of the elevator across the hall from where I'm sitting. The reflection there is dark and distorted, but I can't still see myself. But I can still see myself in it, or at least a version of myself. It looks like me, but I can't tell that it isn't because that version of me is laughing.
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow. Holy cow.
Whoa! Homeboy's there.
Yeah. I think he ended up getting swapped. Maybe. I don't
No,
know.
no, no. I just think the other version of him is there again. Because I think after you read that, it kind of like jumped a little bit into time. Because he has a portal. There's no way. There's definitely a way he could definitely rebuild it and go into other places.
Yeah, but it sounds like he's not going to yet. So I think it's just now that that has happened, the mirrors in what would be our world are starting to turn like theirs.
Yeah, and
That
it
would be
says
my guess.
here, I dread going back into that room. So he's not there. He left.
Yeah, he walked out of the apartment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's left and he just saw the and I think he could I think it is I think we're correct. It is in the mirror world. And
Hmm.
he was looking at the reflection of that elevator thing, but it was the evil Scott reflection
Yeah.
looking back at him.
I agree.
So that's fucked. Um but I enjoyed that, to be honest. There is a part 2. So we'll get back to that eventually.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You'll have to tune in next week to see part two, my guys, my
yeah.
brothers and sisters, the
Knowing
flock, my flock. I don't know.
so this came out 6 years ago. Do you
Mhm.
think there was an intention of having a part 2?
Well, part two was written 6 years ago, so definitely yes.
Okay,
Oh,
cuz
there's three parts.
is there really?
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh, there's four parts.
I'm going right down to the comments. And let's
Ooh,
see.
there's 5 parts.
No way.
Ooh,
Is there really?
there's 5 parts. Yeah, I checked. I went down to the bottom of every page and see it says final part, 5 parts. This is dope. I'm excited. I think this is probably one of the more stories that I'm excited to get to another part too.
Yeah,
Like
this is
some of the other ones, I'm like,
actually
but this one I'm really excited about.
it's very interesting because I want to know more about that world. I have a feeling he's going to find Christine, or at least try to get her back. Uh, it's definitely going. He's definitely going to go to that world.
Hmm.
I
Yeah, I
mainly
think so.
just I
I
just
think
want to
that's how
know.
it's going to end. Yeah.
I want to know more about this world. So
So I scrolled down to that comment that you mentioned. You need to unalive yourself. I mean, the mirror self. He sounds like an asshole. And then the comment below it, you need to unalive yourself. Great advice. We'll try.
I'll take it into consideration.
Thanks for the inspiration. I was contemplating doing it for a while now. I finally have the motivation. Yo, these comments are wild.
That's all we have for you guys today. Go check out the merch. Links in the description.
Merch,
Story is in the
merch,
description. We appreciate you all for watching, and
merch,
we'll see you all next Tuesday.
merch. Bye.